Hi guys. Took a while. This was such a pain sorting the streaming out. It's my first time. But we're live now, and for those of you who don't know who we are, and can you just like Nithara, can you actually type if you can hear me and see me properly? I'm not sure if it's working now. Hi guys. I'm not sure, my internet connection's really messing this thing up. Uh, I hope you can. Can you guys actually type on the chat if you can hear me and see me? Okay. Hi, Paras. Great to see you, man. I've seen your comments often. Oh, God. All right, I think I'm just going to assume that it's working. And yeah, so today, this is. Oh, okay, thank God. Because it shows it's breaking a lot in my window, so I thought it was not live. Anyway, so if it's working, I'm just going to assume you guys can see me and hear me. Hi, Paras, and hi, Chinju, my sister. Great to see you both. And Paras, I really appreciate your comments, your active involvement in the videos. And Chinju, too, a nickname for my sister. But yeah, for those of you who are watching and who don't know what we do, so this is essentially a channel about augmented reality, which I believe is the future of computing platforms. And there'll be a huge opportunity that will come when we get into this era, especially for developers who want to make the next big thing. So today, what I will do is I'll do a study with me live session where we will essentially work on our projects using the Pomodoro technique. So 25 minutes just focus hard, and during the 5-minute breaks, we will discuss AR and we'll discuss the latest news in AR. And I thought it would be fun because I didn't really get time to post some videos the last 2 weeks because I was really busy doing my thesis. For those of you who don't know, I'm also doing my PhD at the same time. So I'm about to submit very soon. So I've been busy doing that. So I thought I don't want to stop making videos, so I'll keep going and I'll do it via Study With Me Live. It'll be fun. So let's start, and the way let's do it like this. So I'll start the Pomodoro timer on my laptop, and in meanwhile on the chats, feel free to add comments, questions, discussion. Let's just chat. Let's just keep it casual and see what happens. So I'll let you know when I start the Pomodoro timer, and we'll work, and when it ends I will let you know as well, and then we'll have like 5-minute breaks to discuss AR. So to all who AR enthusiasts, I'm really glad you're joining. So far I can see Paras and Natara typing, but everyone viewing this, do comment and get involved. So I'm gonna start the first timer now. Let's start working. I'm gonna write my thesis and you guys do your AR projects or your app or whatever. And I'm curious to know as well what you're working on, so do let me know. Start the first session. Hmm. Yep, that's the sound of the Pomodoro break. Hi guys, so that's the break time now, and it's really different this one because like Farizuddin, you said it is tempting. Yeah, it is very tempting. And yeah, so it's the first break time now, and via Jesus, I don't know who you are. Are you someone I know, or are you trying to? Uh, hey, Farizuddin, great to see you. Yeah, you have to reveal your name. I don't know. But let's get chatting about AR now. We got 5 minutes to do this, and it's gonna be tight. Do you guys have anything to say, or questions, or comments, or any ideas? Do pop that in the chat. I would love to. The whole point of this is just to interact and keep it casual while studying. So if you don't, one of the things I wanted to bring up was there's something really great that's going to happen on June 7th. I hope you guys have heard of it. It's the WWDC event which is Apple's annual developer conference. And I'm super excited about it because I mean, this is me, probably I'm biased, but I genuinely think they might at least hint or announce their coming VR headset at the very least, because yeah, to prepare developers to prepare content for it. So I'm really excited for June 7th. So mark that down, June 7th. Maybe we'll do a live stream discussing the latest AR news, but I'll definitely make a video on that when it comes. But Farizuddin says, I'm starting my dev journey. Should I start with web dev or start with iOS dev and further move on to your AR roadmap? Of course, I would say iOS dev and further move on to the AR roadmap because definitely, well, my thinking is like this, right? Like, we got to think like investors. Back in 1990s, it was the era when the internet sprang up and there was a huge boom. And it was during that period that Amazon popped up. Not Facebook, Amazon popped up then. And YouTube was probably the early 2000s. But it was during the beginnings of internet where we see all these big companies pop up. And then in 2000 and 2010s, it was especially late 2008, it was the iPhone era where the apps became popular. And it was after that we saw things like Facebook, Instagram, all Snapchat becoming really popular. And the point here is this, like when new technology, enabling technology pops up, there's huge opportunities there to build something and gain visibility very quickly because the supply is very low and the demand usually is very high when the technology gets adopted. So purely from that perspective, I think AR is a great bet to make because AR in this decade, I think I'm very sure that the first consumer-ready hardware that will be adopted by the masses will appear. So yeah, my thinking is if you want to prepare for skills today, definitely AR. Like me personally, I'm working on it at least 2 hours a day when I have my main gig during daytime, and I'm really betting on this. That's the whole point of this channel and why I keep putting content. Yeah, that's a very long answer for that. And let me just put the break timer on because or else I won't keep track. So Farizuddin, yeah, AR iOS dev is definitely the best bet that I would make. Web dev, it's too saturated. Paras Joel, am I pronouncing your name right? Paras Joel or Goel? I think it's Joel. I'll keep it Paras Joel. He asks, what do you think, AR or VR more in real estate? Which is more helpful? What do you mean by more in real estate? Do you mean like applications in real estate? Like how AR or VR could be used in real estate? Is that what you mean? Okay, I'm going to assume that you mean applications in real estate. I think VR probably would have way more applications in real estate because think about it. You want a new home designed, and before investing all that money and trusting the designer, architect, it would be nice to actually have a VR experience of the whole house where you can walk, see different rooms in its real dimensions, experience what it will be like to live in that house. So from that perspective, I think there's huge opportunities in VR for VR to be applied to real estate. I'm sure there are plenty already happening, plenty of architects happening. I'm aware that UCL, University College London in UK, which is one of the top in the world, they have their own VR lab for in their architecture department. So yeah, I think VR definitely. AR, can't really think how it could be applied for architecture because it's not completely immersive, right? Maybe when it comes to the 2030s, when it's like both in one. 2030s, so it'll be probably one glass that could do both AR and VR, what you call MR, mixed reality. Then yeah, you probably could interlink AR into this as well. Yeah, that's what I think. I love these questions. Oh my god, this is not a break time actually. I thought this would be a break time to calm and relax, but you guys are making me think. It's fun. But I want to, there's 2 minutes left. So I want to ask you guys, Paras, Farzudin, what do you guys think is, what excites you most about this coming era, if any? Can you like type in the chat? I would love to hear your thoughts. Like, why are you interested in AR? You know, I really wish YouTube had this feature instead of live chat. It would be actually like Clubhouse, where you can actually listen to the chat or see them like pop. Like that would be a really cool idea. Why don't they integrate that? If the CEO of YouTube is watching this, please take note. Oh, I forgot that's Google. Google owns YouTube, so if Sundar Pichai you're watching this, please do add that feature. So Farzin, you're saying there's less. Yes, I feel there must be less friction between user and competitor. Friction between user and competitor. Yeah, yeah. So if I understand you correct, you're saying that it has more. Okay, you're saying there's must be less friction user and the computer. Oh, my bad. Definitely, that's like absolutely. That's one of the biggest selling points of AR, right? Like right now, we always have to like stick to the screen and laptop to enter into our digital worlds. But when the AR era comes, it will literally be blended into the real world. That's the amazing thing. Like, I mean, this is a great app idea. If you guys, if any of you guys want to steal this and work on, why not the YouTube version in AR, where you guys, instead of in the live chat, you appear as holograms in my room? That'll be really cool because then we could literally feel that sense of presence. That's the kind of thing that excites me. And per us, you're saying it's more immersive than ever. Mobile phones more understandable as a user perspective. Yeah, definitely. And the interesting thing though is that right now, people can't really see the value in AR or VR yet, obviously because it's time. Because you can see the headsets are large and clunky, but we're waiting for that moment when they become sleek as a normal pair of glasses. And that's actually nice. And so it's break time over, and now we're going to start working again. Farzudin, I'll get to your comment like right after the next break. But next break, we'll also talk about Snapchat's announcement last week, where they announced their true AR glasses, the first version of their true AR glasses. And that is huge news. We'll talk about it in the next break, and also Farzudin, we'll chat then. So let's start with the next 25-minute session now, where I will get back to my thesis and you guys keep working. This is fun. Ooh. All right, break time again. So I see a few more chats happening. So, VG says, I know who you are. I'll tell you soon. But yeah, let's get back to the topics. So, first, Farizuddin, you were asking, do you remember I asked you about whether any MS programs available for AR VR? Yes, I remember that comment, and I told you very unlikely, but it looks like you found one. You found HCI, uh, human computer interaction course, which will help you with AR. Yeah, that's actually true. Human computer interactions like GUI, user interface, user design, how the I think it's more to do with psychology and all that. So human computer interaction I definitely think would help you with AR, especially thinking of the UX, user experience and user interface, which is going to be a huge part of AR and VR because it will be completely different from what we are used to today. Today we use like mouses, keyboards and all that, but AR, VR, it'll be hands, eyes, brains. I've made some videos on that if you're aware, but it's going to be completely different. So the human computer interaction bit is definitely going to be a huge part. But that said, I think I'm very skeptical whether it will be much use learning this through a degree. I think a much better way to learn is literally to build AR apps and push it out there and get feedback from users and iterate based on that. I think that'll be way more efficient and way more helpful than taking some theoretical course on human computer interaction, because at the end of the day you want to see if people respond to your features. So to give a very simple example, right? There's a guy called Lucas Builds the Future. If you go check out his channel or follow him on Twitter, you'll see recently he made a musical instrument, which is essentially a cube placed in the air, and you essentially play the music by waving your hand back and forth. So you use your hand to play different tunes. That's a very novel way of controlling an instrument, and it's only possible through AR. So such things, my point is, it's better learned through experimenting, prototyping, building, rather than reading. So yeah, great that you found that course. But in my personal opinion, I think it's much better to build and learn than take a course. So Farizuddin, yeah, great. I'm so glad you guys are here. I love AR talks, and it's so nice to talk in between study sessions. Viet Jesus Gaming, I know who you are. I know who you are. You are. So this is how I'm gonna decode your identity. It's Viet, so that means you're from Vietnam. Gaming, and you mentioned, do you miss Thailand? So it's definitely Bui. You're Bui, right? There's a lag between the chats, so I'm not gonna wait, but I'm pretty sure you're Bui. And so Bui, guys, great childhood friend of mine. We grew up in Thailand, attended the same school. Yes, it is you. Attended the same school, and Bui is a very good prankster. So I didn't know you had a YouTube channel, gaming channel. I assume I'm gonna check it out soon after, and we should definitely catch up offline. Great to see you, Bui. It's such a joy to see you again in chat. But we'll catch up. Jocelyn Matthew speaks, so she's typing in Malayalam, which is my native language. I don't think I'm going to translate that, so I'm going to leave that to your interpretation. And with Jesus Gaming, nice. I just watched your channel, then I began to achieve your goal. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yes, that is the goal, to reach 1 million subscribers by the end of this decade. This is how I see it. This is a huge tide, huge wave in technology innovation coming, and this only happens once in every decade or two. And me personally, the reason why I started this channel is literally to build an audience around it, like you guys, and literally growing an audience through that and growing part of that wave. And not only will I build this audience, but I'm also going to build products and push them out. And I've been working on 3 different products in my spare time, and I couldn't release it yet because of my visa status, which is going to change very soon. But you guys will hear about it all soon. It's a very exciting decade, and I hope you guys all pursue your own things, and let me know what you guys are pursuing. We will keep in touch. Appreciate that, boy. Again, we should catch up. Maria Sam, again, one of my Malu friends. Maria and Jocelyn, we were very good lockdown friends. I really want to see how you replies to Jocelyn. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna reply. I'll reply offline. Farzuddin Mohammed, thanks, appreciate it. Bui, you're a new streamer mainly on TikTok. TikTok, yeah, that's definitely is a much better platform. Not better, sorry. I don't think TikTok is a better platform, a different platform, but very viral videos. Yeah. Okay. Yes, time's up. You guys are right. Time's up. Time's up. And damn, I didn't get to chat about the Snap Spectacles. So next break, I'm gonna focus on the Snap Spectacles because I really want to talk to you guys about it. It's a huge news in the AR industry that happened last week. But yeah, next break we'll talk about Snap Spectacles and the AR, and Apple's conference this coming June 7th, which I hinted to. Parashal, what can be the? Oh my god, I wish I could keep going, but I really love this. I really love this. Yeah, I get the comment, but I'll come back to this next break. We'll chat about this next break. So keep going, guys. Let's work on the next session, 25-minute session, and we'll come back in 25 minutes and chat again. Let's keep it more AR focused next time. Yes. Right, starting next session. All right, time for the next break. It's quite hard to switch your brain between both these modes, YouTube and working on your PhD thesis, which I have to give in soon. It's fun. It's a very different experience. It's fun. Right, for this break, let's get back to the chat and let's keep it more AR focused now. So Paras said, what can be a good way to get into AR, getting into Unity or Unreal, or using iOS and Android first? So what you're asking is, should you learn iOS, Android first, or Unity, Unreal first to get into AR? So iOS, Android is native. You use that to build natively for iOS devices or Android devices. And Unity and Unreal, you can build cross-platform stuff. And both Unity and Unreal are game engines, not really app development platforms. So which is more useful to get into AR? I think as a first step, so me personally, like the first thing I learned was Unity. So back when I was in year 2, like 3 years back, I learned Unity because at that point I wanted to make some VR applications for a business idea I had. So I learned Unity for that because not only is it more easier to learn, but it also gives you a very intuitive understanding of object-oriented programming because literally everything is an object. You have a ball, it's an object, a prefab, and you design it, add color, models, textures, add programming to add life to it. So Unity definitely has way more frameworks and built-in functionality to build games and immersive stuff. So in that sense, it's easier to learn Unity. So purely because it's easy, I would say it's good to learn Unity first, but not for too long. The reason why I say that is, in terms of the opportunity, I think there's more opportunity in learning iOS first. Because think of it this way, right? Like if you learn iOS today, you become really great at building iOS apps. And then at the same time, you also know the 3D aspects, the immersive side of things. So you know a bit of Unity, you know how to get 3D models and integrate into app. You know how to use Apple AR frameworks. You know how to build immersive user interfaces. You know all that. What then happens is that when Apple will release their glasses, which is the bet that I'm making on, then you could build natively for the Apple glasses. What I mean natively is that you don't have to depend on Unity and essentially water down the quality by not being able to embed native UI components into your app. But you could use iOS frameworks natively with Swift and Xcode and build for the Apple glasses. And that's a much more powerful proposition in my opinion. But that said, like it really doesn't matter. Like if you know one, the other one's quite easy to learn. It's just a matter of getting the fundamentals right. So if you focus on the fundamentals and learn Unity first, spend a bit of time there getting used to 3D programming and game development and VR, AR development. And once you're comfortable with the 3D aspect of it, not just the programming, then I think it's good to focus and make a bet. So if you bet on Apple, learn iOS. If you bet on other platforms, learn the languages for that. So do make a bet and follow your gut. But at the end of the day, the important thing is to take action consistently. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. I hope you're still here, Paris, to hear this. I think there's a lag, like 20-second lag in the chat. That's why I can't see the comments in real time. But apart from that, the other thing I wanted to mention was last week's announcement. I'll make a video on this soon. But last week, Snapchat, they announced their Snap Spectacles, which is amazing news because Snapchat, if you know previously, they've been releasing their spectacle AR stuff, but that was not truly AR. That was more like overlays and more like Google Glass, you can say, smart glasses. But last week, they announced true AR glasses, which has 6 degrees of freedom, which means you can move around and not just stay in one place. And it can do real AR stuff. And this is one of the first consumer AR glasses announced. And you may ask, like, isn't this too early? Why are they releasing it now? Well, look at their history. They've been doing this, the Snap Spectacles. Their approach has been build, put it out there, iterate, and learn from the users, and iterate based on that for the next version. And that's exactly the approach I think they're taking with the Snap Spectacles now. The first version they released, it's like 30-minute battery life, only 50 degrees of freedom, which is really crap to be honest. But I think it's a smart move because they are aiming to iterate quickly with the market. So that's a great news because we've seen the first version of true AR glasses appear already, and it's not even the start of this decade. It's time's up. But yeah, go check that out. Snap Spectacles. It's great news. I might make a video on that later once I've had it in my thesis. But yeah, so that's time's up now. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? There was the Snap Spectacles, then Apple's coming conference, which I actually mentioned, and yeah, yeah, I think that's it for this break session. I hope you guys are still here. Let's do one more session, and yeah, let's do one more session, and we'll call it a day. So we'll do one more session, and I'll end after that with some comments. Fine. My sister Nikhil Jacob asks to talk about her. Maybe I should one day put a video just featuring my sister and her YouTube channel on her cover songs, which is great by the way. So one last thing, do check my sister's channel out. Nikhil Jacob, you can see it in the channel. She does amazing music covers, amazing stuff. She has a great voice, and I'm not biased. I really think she has a great voice, so do check her channel out. And Nithara, if you add AR stuff into your channel, we could cross-pollinate a lot of our videos eventually. So yeah, so let's do one more session and then we'll call it a day. It was really fun, but I'll talk to you after this session before we end. Chapter 3 of my thesis. You see, Natara, you already got cross-pollination happening. Farizuddin noticed AR in your name. Right, let's get back to work. Hmm. Right, so that's the end. The end of four. We did 4 Pomodoros today. Not bad. Um, so before we end, um, my cousin, my comedian cousin sister, Sitara. Next time, can you put a timer somewhere? I actually had a timer programmed in, but it didn't work last minute. That's why I got delayed in the live stream today. So yeah, that was the plan. Talk about you too. This is gonna be a live stream about talking about my family. So let's praise Sitara briefly. So Sitara is an amazing comedian, mimicry artist, as we call it, and she's gonna start a YouTube channel soon. And I would like to take pride in the fact that I convinced her, or I like to believe so. I'm pretty sure I'm the one who convinced you, right? So yeah, Sitara is gonna start a YouTube channel, comedy related, and I can't wait for it. And it's gonna happen soon. So that's Sitara, my comedian cousin. And so in general, this was actually, I didn't tell you guys, but this was actually done partly to, number one, I didn't really get time to post videos in the last 2 weeks, which really pained me because I committed uploading at least once a week. So I wanted to get a video out somehow, and I thought this would be quite a different way of doing things. And I'm really in a rush writing on my thesis and submitting it hopefully in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, but I will put out videos next week. Promise, promise, promise. You can, Sundar Pichai can delete my channel if I don't. That's the bet I'm making. So that's one reason why I did this, tried this new idea. The second reason was soon enough, I'm going to start doing live interviews with experts in AR and people who are working in AR, really to dig down and find out what's happening in the industry. And hopefully that will be really valuable to all of us. So I'm going to soon start putting on live interviews. So I just wanted to test out what it's like doing a live stream. It's my first time, so that was another reason for this. So yeah, eventually, we're gonna get a lot of live streams, and I'm gonna aim big. I'm gonna ask the biggest stars in the AR industry, and let's see what kind of response we get. If you do know anyone, do get me in touch. That'll be very helpful. So yeah, that's today's live streams. We did some work. We did some live streaming. We did some casual chatting. And it was fun. I really found it fun. Thank you so much for all of you for joining. Thank you, Paras, Farizuddin, Netara, Maria, Jocelyn, Viet Bui, everyone, Sitara. Paras, glad to see you're still here. Post video related to the field that eventually blew. Yes, that's the plan. I'm gonna keep posting. At least for the next 5 years, I'm gonna keep posting every week. Content is king. So yeah, fun stuff. Thank you all for joining. Really appreciate it. And next week, I'll post out a video right before WWDC event. So see you soon. Pleasure, Farzuddin. So glad to have you here. I love AR people. I love all people, but I have a special sweet spot for AR people. So see you guys. I'm gonna end this now, and good luck. Have good luck and have fun for the rest of the day. Bye.